400x is good with me.
That's if you were the whale with the 2.5x multiplier.
To the guy that was talking about 10,000x, I think 10,000x is based on the once we launch price discovery, and then maybe if it hits a low, all-time low to all-time high, 10,000x in a couple of years. I don't think it's based on what the whales got and their volume bonus in the sacrifice phase.
Well, it would be all about your cost basis. So just using the numbers that we know, which is the day one sac and how much a normal user would get, and then the 2.5 bonus multiplier, you would kind of base it off those numbers. So without the 2.5 multiplier, 1,000x for us would be a 400x for a whale.
No, I understand that. Mike, the clarification point I was making is that if the asset does 10,000x, the asset does 10,000x.
Right. From the lowest point to the top.
Correct.
From the lowest point to the top, but they've got a 2.5x multiplier, so they're already up 2.5x. So if they do 1,000x, then we only do a 400x as day one sacrificers.
That's also correct. That's also a correct statement.
Yeah, that is, yeah. But what Kinetics was saying is that basically to do a 10,000x, no matter what your cost basis is, you would have to get at the bottom number of the chart and then sell at the highest number of the chart. That's basically your 10,000x. Or anybody collectively.
No, I agree.
No matter.
I just don't think we're going to fall below sacrifice price ever. I mean, that'd be like you hold for a year and then sell at a loss. That doesn't make any sense.
No, because, I mean, that price volatility could happen in the first 30 days. I mean, I tend to agree with what you're saying because this is a little bit different than Hex, but it could very well fall below the sacrifice price momentarily, during its most volatile periods, or even a bear. If we hit a real bear in September, say we launch this month or next month, then the market just tanks and we hit a bear market, it could go under the sacrifice price. But I'm not selling or swapping or getting rid of any of that stuff for at least a couple of years.
I think the launch price will be pretty high because you have a lot of people that were sacrificing after the sacrifice period ended, and they were getting horrible rates. So unless they just start off way down, I would think sacrificers day one would start way up.
Yeah, I did calculations like I'd say 3 weeks ago for what the rate for Pulsex would be had the 5% daily increase continued, and I believe I came up with 0.0045.
Illuminati.
Your mic's a little bit wrecked, Illuminati. We heard you say
0.0045?
3 zeros and a 4.
No, it was 0.45. That's if the 5% daily increase continued.
I still think that there's a lot of people who sacrificed who aren't, longing this project. They're going to get their 4x or 5x or whatever that number is they have in their head, and then that drops the price down. And, so those are the little dips that I'm going to be watching out for to accumulate more.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, if you guys can hear me any better right now, hopefully, what I was saying is that I calculated the rate about 3 weeks ago for Pulsex. I had that 5% daily increase continue, and what I came up with was 0.0045 per PLSX, which, yeah, I mean, if, depending on how you feel, still not too bad of a rate. Like, I did all my sacks for Pulsex late, man. All of them were in the 1.75x volume bonus, the flat rate phase, and I paid a rate of 3 zeros and a 5, and I'm happy with that. I know a lot of people got a lot better deals, and that's fine, but, like, if I can get in on anything lower than what I paid, oh man, I'd be super stoked. For sure, I'm buying that.
I would love to get Pulse at 3 zeros and a 5 right now.
That doesn't make sense to me. How could they get in at a better rate than a day one sacrificer got in?
That's not what he said.
Right, yeah, the point 0.0045 is not a better rate than the day one sacker. The day one, the best they could have gotten with the volume bonus phase is 4 zeros and like a 5.6, I believe. So 0.0000.
I was thinking the less zeros, the better.
The more zeros, the smaller the number.
That makes sense now that I think about it.
But yeah, with that being said, a lot of these people that have waited this long, and I just told you the rate I paid, 3 zeros and a 5 for Pulsex. I am happy to pay that same rate for Pulse or Pulsex come launch. Anything less than that, I feel like would be a bargain. Anything more, I'm probably still happy to pay. So, with that being said, I'd be stoked to buy someone's bag out from under them at a 10x for them. They get their money, they 10x their money like that. I walk away with what I want and plan on holding for a very long time, and everybody happy. Sounds good to me.
Yeah, I'm with you on that, Illuminati.
Yeah, me too. Me too, for sure.
Moon soon.
We really are the fortunate ones. This is like a once in a decade opportunity, I believe.
Yeah, agreed.